Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the second set in OSL Group C. It's a match between go.go and Rumble. And go.go and Rumble, both players who have yet to prove themselves, although I'm going to have to say that go.go is the much better player between the two. Rumble, I'm not going to say he's bad, he's just, in the games I've seen him in, he hasn't been outstanding, if that makes any sense. He hasn't been bad one way or the other. He hasn't played poorly where I was like, wow, Rumble's horrible, and he hasn't played so fantastically where I've been like, wow, Rumble is just, you know, he's the player. On the other side in Teal here we have go.go, and I take back what I said actually. Go.go is he has been an outstanding player. In Pro League he was fantastic, and he took down a lot of big names. He ended up beating C, he ended up beating Up Magic, and that was when Up Magic was playing really well. And C in Pro League, he just does not choke at all. Like in OSL, MSL play, in the individual league, C has trouble. In Pro League, he is a rock. Not the Rock, but a Rock. And actually, I think, speaking of Rock, one of these guys beat the Rock last season, OSL, I think. I think Rumble actually got knocked out by Flash last season, so no shame in that. But anyway, go.go, just a really solid, he's an up-and-coming Terran player. And my question is will this be when he starts to really shine? Is this his kind of breakout season? Is this the season where he goes deep in the OSL or maybe even takes a championship down? And those are obviously questions which will be answered this season. But yeah, I'm really excited to see him because he really has been pretty solid. I remember several games where Moletrap is just totally betting on the opposite team. He's betting against OG and Sparkies. He's thinking like, oh, no, there's no way OGN's going to come out with this game. And all of a sudden they win it against like NBC when they were lining up Bisu, C, Light 3 in a row. And he's like, who is go.go? Why is he beating all these top-level players? And that really is the question: is who is go.go? And will he really play well this season? Anyway, and it's going to be on an interesting map here, hwangdo. And I say it's interesting because I know I've mentioned it before, but no gas at the secondary. And I'm going to say this is, as a result, it's a creative map. It creates interesting play. It's kind of the anti-Katrina. In Katrina, we saw pretty stereotypical play just because of the way it was designed. And now that but this is kind of like the reverse of that. You have no gas at your secondary, so you kind of have to predict what your opponent won't be doing. Or I guess anti-tech, if that makes any sense. This is usually the higher level, more advanced technological units. All of them require gas. All of them require upgrades. So the question is what will your opponent not be doing? Will basically your opponent not be getting, will he be skimping on range, for example, as a Terran player, to get more gas, to get science vessels early, or something like that? Anyway, and also additionally that secondary is pretty easy to hold, as you can see that SCV of go.go's wandering around there. It looks like it's getting denied ramp access, so it's not going to be able to get a scat out. Does see that secondary going down. Looks like the gas now going down for Rumble. But and Rumble also putting up a little bit of pressure. Looks like go.go's going to be well prepared for it, though. He's got those SCVs as well as those Marines out just to warm those Zerglings up with some nice bullets just in case they were cold. But additionally, there's kind of a dual. There's these two kind of land bridges that lead to the secondary. You can kind of see them there going into go.go's main as well as that ramp to the left. And basically, because of those land bridges, it makes it and because the ramp kind of acts as a natural choke, it makes it difficult, I should say, to kind of assault the secondary and assault the main. And so it really it'll be interesting, really, to see how players play this map, and so I'm very interested to see how this map's going. Interestingly enough, it looks like Rumble putting down an evolution chamber very early, which leads me to believe he's really dedicating to a kind of a Zergling attack here. Going to go for early Carapace. Obviously Carapace works across the board, but Hydralisk, it wouldn't be recommended, honestly, just the one gas Hydralisk. You can't produce a lot. We've seen a lot of players thus far on this map go early Lurkers, which honestly can be very effective, especially against a Terran player, in my opinion, because he's going to be extremely delayed when it comes to getting detection. Honestly, Comset just does not cut it at this level. Zerg players are too good about unburrowing and dodging and pinning your units in, so yeah, you can Comset, but keep in mind, additionally, you don't have a third expansion that's easy to take, and oh my goodness, that graphic is awesome. That, I wish I knew what that said. Maybe someone who speaks Korean can tell me. That is just kick butt. Carriers out of nowhere. It's like magic. Anyway, I have no idea what it was saying. I have no idea what that was about, but I love that graphic. Anyway, coming into Pro League nonetheless. Looks like go.go in the meantime going to head out with a couple of those medic marines, but again, I just don't know that he's going to be able to do anything. And teching the lair in the meantime, Rumble teching the lair in the meantime, I should say. It looks like he might be, wow, he's going to be able to slip an SCV by there as those zerglings were pushing out, so he is going to be able to get a spot on this lair. The question is what is he going to do about it? Will he be able to get science vessels out in time? He still hasn't put down a secondary yet, and this is the interesting thing. I think with Terran players, it might actually be worthwhile to just skip going for I know this is crazy talk, but to skip going for your natural secondary and maybe instead try to focus your, it looks like that natural secondary going down, but instead to go for that bottom left expansion around the ramp side and just kind of, I don't know, just try to bulk up units there and play a little bit passively until you can get 2 gas up and try to play a little bit more of a defensive position from that regard. Engineering Bay now going up for go.go. So maybe not significantly behind the evolution chamber actually. So Rumble it looks like he might be trying to win this as far as upgrades go. Hive Tech and specifically Adrenal Glands has been shown to be very powerful on this map. Looks like a Hydralisk Den going down though. And really I wouldn't be surprised to see Lurkers again, just because Science Vessels come out so late. Can be, I think, a real boon for Zerg players. We saw it work very well in set 1. My question is how it'll play against Terran set 2. Looks like, interestingly enough, go.go spotted it out, or I'm sorry, Rumble spotted out. Go.go looked like he was going to go for an end around with a fire bat there, maybe try to stim it and run into the drone line, but Zergling's coming around, quickly spotting it, and that's just kind of a waste of a medic, I should say, right there. That's going to send go.go home in the meantime. But yeah, now you can see that Hydralisk Den down. And this is also kind of a test of management skills, is what do you do with your resources. Now Rumble looks like he's getting in a pretty strong position. He's going to expand to the upper right-hand corner. Rumble having very good game sense here. And this is on a map that, this is kind of, I think, one of the other things is it's key game sense type map, is you have to keep track of what your opponents are doing in a non-standard build without that second gas, without what they're doing standardly, and Rumble's doing exactly what he needs to do here. He's starting to push pressure up with these Zerglings now as that secondary is going down. It looks like he's going to run up and he's going to pin all those medic marines in, going to completely work that group. That was some beautiful micromanagement with those Zerglings. And again, that's sorry for my voice there. That's another thing.